Plaintiff Amanda Drummond says the defendant is her cousin, and they took different paths in life. Amanda claims she completed school and has always had a job, whereas the defendant ended up in rehab at the age of 17. Amanda's suing her cousin for breach of contract and punitive damages. Defendant Lucinda Stiles says she's been on her own since the age of 16. And by the time she turned 20, she was a single mom of 2. Lucinda says she now works as an erotic masseuse, and she claims Amanda is suing for more than she owes.
Start with you.
My cousin and I have always been very close. I used to help babysit her all the time, and I love her to death. But we just took 2 completely different ways in our lives. She dropped out of school, turned to party, and wound up in rehab by the time she was 17.
Rehab for what?
As far as I know, it was pills and pot, but I don't know what all.
What route did you take?
I got a job straight out of high school and have always worked, moved in with my mom and helped take care of her, pay her rent so that she can make her house payment.
Lived a productive life as opposed to a destructive life. That's your point?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what did she do after rehab?
She seemed to straighten out. She got a job when she got out. She had her first child. She was working at a desk job at a hotel.
Let me ask her about herself, ma'am.
Your Honor, I love my cousin dearly as well. She's right. I did party a lot through my teenage years, and I've been on my own since I was 16 years old. I dropped out of school and got my GED.
What were your parents or a parent?
I was raised by my grandparents, and they both passed away in 2006. My dad got murdered in April of 2011.
Sorry to hear that.
I've lived a very different life than Amanda, that's for sure. By the age of 20, I was a single mom of 2. I had a legitimate job, working 5 years at a desk at a hotel. I did have a relapse after my dad was murdered. My dad got murdered when I was 5 months pregnant, and when I had my child, I was prescribed prescription painkillers and did have a relapse for a little while, but now I'm back on track.
How did you overcome it? Because there's so many people on pain pills.
The first time I did go to rehab.
Unable to overcome it.
The first time I went to rehab. The second time I just did it myself.
And what are you doing with your life now?
I do massages,
Okay.
erotic massages. I advertise online.
What?
That caught your attention. You were thinking about something else until she said she does massages.
She said erotic massages.
Well, did you say erotic?
Yes.
There you go. All righty. What do you want to tell me about the plaintiff?
We're not as close today as we were, but we still talk from time to time. I love my cousin dearly, and she helped me in a time of need when no one else would.
Okay. All right. Now tell me about the contract you're suing her over.
Like she said, when she became a massage therapist, topless masseuse, she was making really good money, but she couldn't get a apartment because she couldn't prove that she made money. And therefore she had no credit. She told me she knew I was in some financial trouble at the time, and she told me, I'll give you $500 and you sign to get me an apartment because you got good credit. So I said, okay, that helps me and I'll help you. And I signed to get the apartment. The deal was that she'd pay the rent, and we got a year's lease. Well, everything was fine. She had a couple of hiccups with, she was late a couple of times, but always paid it. And then in December 2012, this was December 2011 that I got the apartment for. 2012 rolls around, and they contact me and tell me that she's moved out and that we owed November's rent, and then they were prorating December's rent and told me that I owed $973. And I said, okay.
When you mentioned it to her, what did she say?
She told me that she would pay the money, that she had fallen on hard times. I believe that she was back on the drugs, and that was where the money was going, because you make $100 an hour, you should be able to afford $700 a month in rent.
How did she get up to $2,700?
April of this year comes, April 25th, 2013, I get a bill from a collection agency. And they tell me that I owe $973 in rent, $100 in late fees, $225 in cleaning, $220.91 in utilities, and $230 in damages.
Okay. Has she paid anything yet? Obviously not. You're suing for the total amount. Let's see your bill. Ma'am, what do you say to this?
I do owe my cousin money for the last month's rent. I don't have pictures to prove my case, but I did clean and leave the apartment very clean with the utilities paid.
You ruined her credit.
I believe I owe her for the last month's rent, and that's it.
So you ruined her credit there if we don't consider anything but the last month's rent.
And that's the punitive damages.
You didn't have any consideration for her on that, or is that when you had your relapse?
No, I didn't have my relapse then.
So what was on your mind? If you're making $100 an hour, I'm like her, and you owe $973, you know if you don't pay, they're going to take it to collections and hurt her credit.
Yes.
Yes.
Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor. Why didn't you pay?
I didn't have the money, honestly, around the time.
What were you doing with that money? $100 an hour?
It's not an 8-hour day. It's you maybe do one a day. I mean, I advertise online and I wait for someone to call, and that's it.
Well, you better get some better pictures online or something. That's not illegal, so I'm not advising you to do anything illegal. I'm advising you how to do your job better.
Okay.
That's all. You know, the judge believes in helping people develop their career. I advise people. And if that's your career of choice, I'll advise you on how to do better. You have any advice, Doyle?
Yeah, I'll take the phone number from my buddies.
All right, there you go. He's going to get you some more business. All right, so the balance is for punitive damages?
Yes, sir.
And that's because of what?
My credit is shot. I can't get a car loan. I never thought she would do me like this and ruin my credit. And they literally laughed at me when I went in to get a loan because my credit is so screwed up over this. And the extra money is to help me, one, pay off some of my, to help secure a loan so I can get a car because I can't even get a loan unsecured.
She never even told you say that she hadn't paid it. Didn't say, I'm not going to pay, so please, to keep your credit straight, you go ahead and pay?
No.
Yeah. To obtain punitive damages on any lawsuit, you must prove that it was willful and malicious, meaning they kind of did it to hurt you. And although we're not clear on whether her intent was to hurt you, we know it was willful. So I am going to conclude that this was willful and malicious, and I don't know why you would do this to someone who has been so good to you. $2,749 is your judgment. Good luck to you. Judgment for the plaintiff.
I love her to death. She's almost like a sister to me. She really is. This has hurt me really bad because this happened. It shouldn't have had to come to this.
I love my cousin dearly.
Yes.